The gaming industry develops every year, making us spend hours and days playing our favorite game. Some games became a history, some became popular, but only a few of them became a legend. Here are the 10 legendary games that we are talking about today. Enjoy watching. In 10th place, a series of association football video games, developed and released annually by Electronic Arts, listed in Guinness World Records as the best-selling sports video game franchise in the world. The FIFA series has sold over 111 million copies as of 2021. When the series began with FIFA International Soccer on the Sega Mega Drive in late 1993, it was notable for being the first to have an official license from the world governing body of football. The main series has been complemented by additional installments based on single major tournaments, such as the FIFA World Cup, UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, and UEFA European Football Championship, as well as a series of football management titles. Number 9. Fortnite. Next video game was developed by Epic Games and released in 2017. Fortnite began from an internal game jam at Epic Games, following the publishing of Gears of War 3 around 2011. Though it was not initially one of the developed titles during the jam, the concept of merging the construction game genre, representing games like Minecraft and Terraria, and shooter games arose, leading to the foundation of Fortnite. It is available in 3 distinct game mode versions that otherwise share the same general gameplay and game engine. Fortnite Battle Royale, a free-to-play battle royale game in which up to 100 players fight to be the last person standing. Fortnite Save the World is a cooperative hybrid tower defense shooter and survival game in which up to 4 players fight off zombie-like creatures and defend objects with traps and fortifications they can build. And Fortnite Creative, in which players are given complete freedom to create worlds and battle arenas. The Save the World mode achieved over 1 million players by August 2017, just prior to the release of Battle Royale. Fortnite Battle Royale has also become a cultural phenomenon, with several celebrities reporting they play the game, and athletes using Fortnite emotes as victory celebrations. In 2017, the game was nominated for Best Cooperative Game by PC Gamer, and for Best Spectator Game by IGN. Number 8. Far Cry. The Far Cry games, due to the history of their development, do not have any significant shared narrative elements, but instead share a theme of placing the player in a wilderness environment, where they must help fight against one or more despots that control the region, as well as surviving against wild animals that roam the open spaces. The main feature of these games is a single-player campaign with later titles, also offering cooperative campaign support. The games also offer competitive multiplayer options, and the ability for users to edit the game's maps for these matches. Far Cry have generally been well received, with praise for their open-world gameplay and antagonists, but criticism for their lack of innovation, and are considered commercial successes. Number 7. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. A multiplayer tactical shooter developed by Valve and Hidden Path Entertainment in 2012. It is the 4th game in the Counter-Strike series. Just like before, 2 opposing teams, the terrorists and the counter-terrorists, compete in game modes to repeatedly complete objectives, such as securing a location to plant or defuse a bomb, and rescuing or capturing hostages. Global Offensive received positive reviews from critics on release, who praised the game for its gameplay and faithfulness to the Counter-Strike series, though it was criticized for some early features and the differences between the console and PC versions. The game has an active esports scene, continuing the history of international competitive play from previous games in the series. Teams compete in professional leagues and tournaments, with the game often cited as being among the best in esports. Number 6. Need for Speed Underground 2. The 8th installment in the Need for Speed series, and the direct sequel to Need for Speed Underground. Like its predecessor, it was also commercially successful, selling around 11 million copies worldwide, and breaking sales records in the United Kingdom. The game entails tuning cars for street races, resuming the Need for Speed Underground storyline. The game provides several new features, such as broader customization, new methods of selecting races, set in a city known as Bayview. Number 5. Need for Speed Most Wanted, one of the greatest open-world racing video game, and the 9th installment in the Need for Speed series. The game focuses on street racing-oriented gameplay, involving a selection of events and racing circuits, found within the fictional city of Rockport, with the game's main story involving players taking on the role of a street racer who must compete against 15 of the city's most elite street racers to become the most wanted racer of the group, in the process seeking revenge against the main antagonist, Razor, who took our car, and developing a feud with the city's police department. Most Wanted brought in many notable improvements and additions over other entries in the series, its major highlight being more in-depth police pursuits. Certain editions of the game were packaged with the ability for online multiplayer gaming. Upon its release, the game received positive reviews from critics and became a commercial success, selling 16 million copies worldwide, becoming one of the best entries in the series. A reboot of the game, developed by Criterion Games, was released in October 2012. Number 4. Half-Life 2, a legendary first-person shooter game developed by Valve. Like the original Half-Life, the sequel combines shooting, puzzles, and storytelling, and adds features such as vehicles and physics-based gameplay. Players control Gordon Freeman as he joins a resistance movement to liberate the Earth from the control of an alien empire. Half-Life 2 was created using Valve's Source engine, which was developed at the same time. Development lasted 5 years and cost $40 million. They integrated the Havoc physics engine, which simulates real-world physics, to reinforce the player's sense of presence and create new gameplay, and developed the characterization with more detailed character models and realistic animation. The game received universal acclaim. It won 39 Game of the Year awards, and has been cited as one of the best games ever made. By 2011, it had sold 12 million copies. Third place, Warcraft 3, a high-fantasy strategy video game developed by Blizzard Entertainment. The game is set several years after the events of Warcraft 2 and tells the story of the Burning Legion's attempt to conquer the fictional world of Azeroth with the help of an army of the undead led by fallen paladin Arthas Menethil. It chronicles the combined efforts of the Human Alliance, Orcish Horde, and Night Elves to stop them before they can corrupt the World Tree. In the game, as in many strategy games, players collect resources, train individual units and heroes, and build bases in order to achieve various goals or to defeat the enemy player. 4 playable factions can be chosen from humans, orcs, and 2 new factions, the Night Elves and the Undead. The game received acclaim from critics, who praised the game's presentation and multiplayer features. It is considered an influential example of RTS video games. Warcraft 3 was a commercial success, shipping 4.4 million copies to retail stores, selling over 1 million within a month. In 2020, Blizzard released a remastered version of Warcraft 3 called Reforged. Second place, Minecraft, a sandbox game developed by Mojang Studios. The game was created by Marcus Persson in the Java programming language. Following several early private testing versions, it was first made public in May 2009, before being fully released in November 2011. In Minecraft, players explore a blocky generated world with virtually infinite terrain and may discover and extract raw materials, craft tools and items, and build structures, earthworks, and machines. Depending on their chosen game mode, players can fight hostile mobs, as well as cooperate with or compete against other players in the same world. Game modes include a survival mode and a creative mode. There is also a wide variety of user-generated content, such as modifications, servers, skins, texture packs, and custom maps, which add new game mechanics and possibilities. Minecraft received critical acclaim, winning several awards and later being cited as one of the greatest video games of all time. The game has also been used in educational environments to teach chemistry, computer-aided design, and computer science. In 2014, Mojang and the Minecraft intellectual property were purchased by Microsoft for $2.5 billion. First place, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, released in 2004, the 5th main entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, following 2002's Vice City. The game is set within an open-world environment that players can explore and interact with at their leisure. The story follows former gangster Carl Johnson, who returns home following his mother's murder and is drawn back into his former gang and a life of crime, while clashing with corrupt authorities and powerful criminals. Carl's journey takes him across the fictional U.S. state of San Andreas, which is heavily based on California and Nevada. and encompasses 3 major cities, Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas. The game features references to many real-life elements of the world, such as its cities, regions, and landmarks, with its plot heavily based on several real-life events in Los Angeles. In the early 1990s, including the rivalry between real-life street gangs, the crack epidemic of the 1980s, and early 1990s, the LAPD Rampart scandal, and the 1992 Los Angeles riots. Unlike its predecessor, San Andreas introduced gameplay elements that were incorporated in later games, considered by many reviewers to be one of the greatest video games ever made. San Andreas received critical acclaim upon release, with praise directed at its music, story, and gameplay, and criticism for its graphics and some aspects of its controls. It was one of the best-selling video games of all time. Like its predecessors, San Andreas is cited as a landmark in video games for its far-reaching influence within the industry. An enhanced version, with the subtitle The Definitive Edition, was released in 2021. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Write in the comments what was your favorite game. And don't forget to look at other videos on my channel. Subscribe, and see you later. Goodbye.